What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am Corey. And that's Keisha. And together we are His and Herbs. We are just some future big time gardeners growing food in the hot desert of Southern California. So today, guys, real quick and easy video. I'm going to show you guys how we're making worm casting tea to feed our garden. You can use it as a feed or as a foliar spray. All right. So that's what we're going to do. It's real simple, real easy, and we're going to knock this out in no time. So if you've ever bought a bag of worm castings, if you look on the back of the bag, see most people like myself, when we first buy it, you buy it and you put it in your garden, no problem. That's easy. That's what it's for. But you can also, if you look on the back of the bag, it'll tell you can also use it as a tea, and it actually gives you the instructions to make worm casting tea. So in the event that you haven't gotten that far and never looked on the back of the bag, here we go. Okay, so some of the things that you're gonna need for this is, it's not a lot. Obviously you need your worm castings, right? You're gonna need something to hold your worm castings, which I'm gonna use a t-shirt here. This is an old t-shirt I found in the trash. I cut it right along the seam, along the sides, right? And I've already made one satchel of worm castings right here, and I'm gonna use this one for the second one. You can also use like a sock. You can use, I guess you can use pantyhose if it's not, if they're not too frail, if they don't rip, in the process. But you can use a sock, you can use a pillowcase, you can use whatever fabric you have, as long as it can hold the worm castings and the water can get in and out of the material. If you look on the back of your bag, it's going to tell you how much worm castings you should use in regards to how much water what size bucket you're going to be using. So I'm using a 5-gallon bucket, and it tells me I can use 1 cup of worm castings per gallon. Okay, so these cups are actually 16-ounce cups, so that's basically 2 cups, right? So so that's 2 cups here. Now it's more like 2 cups, right? 2 cups here, 2 cups here, so that's 4. And then this is just under a half, but it'll do, right? It ain't gonna make that much of a difference. It's not like me using less than half is gonna work against me. And because I'm using a t-shirt, I'm gonna also be using this rubber band to close up the t-shirt so nothing, the worm castings don't fall out. I'm gonna open my t-shirt or your sock or your pantyhose or your pillowcase, and I'm gonna just dump all this stuff right in the middle. Then I'm gonna close it up, just like this. And now I have me a nice little pouch or satchel of worm castings. I'm gonna take my rubber band and I'm gonna put it around the ball, like that. And I want it just a little bit tighter, so I'm gonna do it one more time. And that's that. So now I have me a nice tight ball of worm castings. This one is smaller because I'm gonna use a smaller bucket. This is just a bucket of water out of our spigot, out of our faucet. It is filtered. We do have a chlorine filter on it to try to remove as much of that chlorine as we can, because having that chlorine and that chloramine in your water is being counterproductive in regards to, like, basically it's going to kill the life in your soil and stuff like that. So we do have a filter. Now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this in here and treat it just like a tea bag. All right, let me bring you closer so y'all can see what's going on. Like I said, I'm gonna treat this like a tea bag. I'm gonna get it started by getting it wet and then kneading the bag a little bit. Now, All I'm gonna do now, just sit that in there. I'm gonna sit the whole thing in there. Why? The reason why I'm sitting the whole bag in here, the whole thing in here, is because if you leave it out like this, if you leave it draped out of the bucket, it's going that this cloth is going to soak up the water and it's going to basically leak the water outside of the bucket. So I'm gonna put the whole thing in because I don't want it to leak out. Right, and that's it, y'all. That's how you make worm casting tea. Nothing difficult, nothing to it. So at this point, all I'm gonna do is take this bucket. I'm going to cover it so nothing flies in it and dies, and I'm gonna just sit it off on the side and let it marinate, let it do its thing, and wait 24 hours, and then it's gonna be ready to use. And then you can dilute it, you can cut it in half, you can whatever floats your boat. Right, in 24 hours from now, this stuff will be ready to go. But if you do have an aerator, if you have a way to aerate it or pump air into this system, you can let it sit for longer and make it a little bit more potent. But that's it, y'all. That's it for making worm casting tea. If you've never done it before, hopefully this will kind of set the path for you guys to try it in the future. If you found this video useful, helpful, all that good stuff, hit the like button. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.